What's up, dogs? It's Nyctopluvo back again with the Game of the Week show. The show where every week I play a game and talk about it and tell you whether it's worth buying or not. This week we're playing Luigi's Mansion, and I'm really excited to talk about this game because Luigi's Mansion is one of my favorite games on the GameCube, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. Every year, like around October, I'll do like a speed run per se through the game because I know this game very well. I know it like the back of my hand. I beat it multiple times. So every year I'll just come back and do a playthrough. And more recently, this year I'm starting to time my playthroughs, see how fast I could do it. This year I think it was about 3 hours it took me to beat the game. But anyway, enough rambling. For those of you who are completely unaware of Luigi's Mansion, it's a launch title for the Nintendo GameCube. And the plot of Luigi's Mansion is that Luigi has won this mysterious mansion, and he has Mario meet him at the mansion, and Mario doesn't show up. So Luigi goes into the mansion to start exploring, and surprise, surprise, it's haunted, there's ghosts, and Luigi gets attacked by some ghosts, and he is saved by Professor Egad, who sucks up this ghost in this vacuum, and Egad takes Luigi to the shack outside the mansion where he lives, and it's his little it's like this little scientist shack he has going on. But anyway, he takes Luigi there and he tells him that tells him about how the place is haunted, and he shows him how to use the vacuum, and then he sends Luigi back in the mansion to do some exploring. And when I say exploring, I really do mean exploring, because it's really interesting the way this game works, is because, every room you, go into, it's, dark for the most part, and there's, ghosts in there, and what you have to do is you have to, beat all the ghosts in the room, suck them all into your vacuum, and then when you do that, the lights in the room will turn on, and a chest will appear in the middle of the room. Now, not every room's chest contains a key, but most of them do. Some of them, when you open up the chest, it'll explode with money, but most of them, when you open up the chest, a key will come out, and that will lead to another room. So what you have to do is, you have to, keep, clearing these rooms and getting keys to more rooms to progress through the mansion. And it's just really cool how that works. Now, you may be thinking, is all you do in this game just go around and you just capture ghosts and clear rooms? I mean, essentially, yeah, but I think the real high point of the game is, there's, there's the main ghosts you fight, which are, they're pretty cool. They're, there's the orange ones that just, punch you. There's the pink ones that are, taller and they punch you for, even harder. And there's, all these different, regular ghosts that aren't super interesting, but they're kind of cool. But I think where the game really shines is some rooms you'll go into and there'll be one ghost, and half the time, for most parts, they're not a very hostile ghost. They're kind of just they're kind of a regular just person ghost. They have names and stuff, and they're a little bit more hard to capture with your vacuum, because the regular ghosts, what you do is you'll flash them with your flashlight first, and then you have a split second to start sucking them in with the vacuum. They have their life bar, and you have to drain that down before they go into your vacuum. However, these other ghosts, for example, I'll talk about the first one, and I'll probably talk about some of my other favorite ones, but the first guy you meet, his name is Neville something. But anyway, so you walk in this room, and it's a little library study room, and there's this, there's a rocking chair just rocking. If you, position yourself at the right angle, you can see there's a ghost in there, and, he's just sitting there, you're, trying to flash him with your flashlight, it's just not working. If you just face at him with your flashlight, he just kind of, vanishes. So you're in this room, you're what do I do about this guy? So what you, for every ghost, you gotta figure out how to, get them, to be able to be flashed with the flashlight and, suck them up. And, they have about, 100 life, so they're a little bit harder to catch. But anyway, so, this guy, he's in the study, he's in a rocking chair reading a book. There's a fire, next to him. There's some books flying off the bookshelf, hitting you. They can hit you and it takes damage. But anyway, so what you have to do for this guy is you go over to the fireplace and you kind of start sucking it with your vacuum, so it makes the room hotter. So naturally, the ghost Neville, he yawns, and as he's yawning, if you flash him with the flashlight, then you can start sucking him in with the vacuum. And yeah, it's really interesting, like to see all these other ghosts and like figure out how you have to like capture them. And some of these ghosts that like you have to figure out how to fight, some of them are like boss battles. Like for example, the very first boss you fight is actually kind of funny because it's a baby ghost. So like what you do is you go into the baby's room. There's a little baby ghost just sleeping in its crib, just just chilling there, just sleeping. So what you do is you walk over to this rocking horse that it has, and you start blowing your vacuum at that, so the horse starts rocking. And the rocking horse wakes up the baby, and the baby some of the ghosts will talk to you. So like I think the baby's the first ghost that actually says anything to you, and he says, "Oh, do you want to play with me?" So he starts like chasing after you, and like he's like throwing like toys off the shelf at you, and like if he gets close, I'm pretty sure he damages you. But so anyway, what you do at this point is there's a ball in the room, so you suck that up with your vacuum, and then you aim it just right. So when you stop sucking it with the vacuum, it ejects and it hits the baby, and then he gets upset. And he says something like, "Oh, adults suck," or something like that. And then like he disappears, and then he kind of like sucks Luigi into like this dimension or something like that, like his own realm or whatever. So basically, like Luigi's in like a giant crib, and now the baby's like huge, like he's just a huge baby, and you pretty much fight him the same. Like he kind of just like flies around, and like he sends like stuff flying at you. Like he sends like some rocking horses that you have to dodge, and then eventually he'll like throw some balls, like the same ball you used to hit him, but they're like massive, like in size. So like he throws those into the crib, and like one of them like will stay in the crib, and you use that ball to do the same thing you pretty much did earlier, which is like hit him with it, and then he's stunned. So then you can start sucking him with your vacuum. And yeah, that's how you defeat him. And then after you defeat the first boss, you go back to EGAD. And like after every boss battle, you go to EGAD, and it's really cool because like he has you like put your vacuum in this machine, and it sucks out all the big cool ghost out of it, and it makes them like a picture frame. So like for the first area, you only fight like 3 ghosts. You fight like the Neville guy, you fight this other ghost like lady, and you fight like the baby, and I assume they're probably like all a family, but anyway, like he makes them in like portrait form, and it's really cool. And if you want to, there is a like when you like log into the game, you can like choose to go straight to the mansion. You could train to like fight some ghosts, which you don't need to do that, or you could go to the gallery and check out the paintings that you made. When you get further into the game, there's this part where you like press this button, and it releases like this trap door, and a bunch of boos come out, and that releases this new element to the game where every time you clear a room, like you have like I didn't mention it earlier, but you have this thing called the Game Boy Horror that's at the bottom of your screen the whole time, and it's like your map. It tells you like like it's pretty much like your map and whatnot. But anyway, like there's this little light thing on the top of it, which has been green the whole time, but now that you've released all these boos, if there is a boo in the area, it will be like yellow, and then like it's kind of like a tracker. Like if you get closer to the boo, it'll be like red. So basically, like every time you clear a room and the lights come on, there's like a boo in every room, and there's about like 50 total. Anyway, so like when you clear the room, the light turns like yellow, and you have to like go around the room like shaking objects, figuring out where this boo is to like get him to like come out of the whatever object he's hiding in. And sometimes like he'll like play tricks, like there will be like you'll shake an object, and like this like little ball will come out. It'll be like a boo ball, or like he'll throw a bomb out at you. But anyway, like when he does come out of the furniture, you have to like the boos are different than like the other ghosts, because the other ghosts you have to like flash them and start sucking them. The boo, you kind of just start sucking him, and he starts like losing life, and like every boo has like a different amount of like life depending on which part of the game you're in. Like they start at about like 20 or not 20, more like 30 to like 50 like health, and you have to like just suck them until they like come into your vacuum. But anyway, like they're different to fight, because what they'll do is like if you chase them towards the wall, they will go through the wall into another room, so you have to like go from room to room trying to like capture them, which can be really annoying at some points, especially later in the game, because there's this one part where like you're in the basement and there's like the rooms are like really like claustrophobic, I guess you could say, and they're like hard to navigate, and the boos like have like 300 health, and they'll constantly go through them like switching in and out of rooms, and it's really annoying because like for whatever reason when you're in the hallway it doesn't seem like your vacuum works that well, so like they'll go into the hallway and you'll barely be doing anything to them, and they'll like go into a room that's like you have to go through like several rooms to get through to that room, and it's really obnoxious. Wow, this video is actually getting a lot longer than I imagined it would be, but I mean, I guess I could just talk about Luigi's Mansion, you know, for days, because as I said earlier, it's one of my favorite games. But anyway, like if you haven't played the game before, definitely if you have a GameCube, please try it. It's a fantastic game. I think it's a must-play if you own a GameCube. If you have played it, I'd love to talk to you about it, because as I said, I love the game. If you like the video, please like it, subscribe if you're not already. For this video, I really want to talk more about like the ghosts and stuff, but if I did that, this would be a really long video, so I might have to make another video just talking about like some of the ghosts in this game that I think are really cool, because there's some pretty cool ghosts you fight. But anyway, yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.